Does your trailer have the Dexter Nev-R-Lube system on it? Or maybe you're looking to purchase a trailer that comes with the Dexter Nev-R-Lube system. Do you know everything about it? Do you know what it's designed for, its purpose, and is it really maintenance free? Today we're going to answer that question. So today we live in a world that's getting really popular to have maintenance free items, whether that be from your automobile, your trailer, your home, whatever it might be, they're maintenance free. Well, really, what does that mean? You know, there's a lot of good marketing out there. My favorite marketing ploy that I see today is our product works up to 100% of the time. I mean, that's genius. So it works anywhere from 0 to 100%. I mean, that is a guarantee, let me tell you. I think I'm gonna start using that. We're gonna specifically talk about trailers today and maintenance-free options and what that really means. We're gonna look at the Dexter Nev-R-Lube today. This is the 7K setup. They make this in several applications with several different bearing setups. We're going to talk about if you maintain it, how you maintain it, and the differences compared to our standard bearings. So the first thing you'll notice on this is the bearing. I don't know if you can see that the bearing is already in. And what holds the bearing in is this snap ring, an internal snap ring. It's a huge snap ring. And this is a very robust bearing. Some would call that a sealed bearing. I don't call it a sealed bearing. I'm gonna see if I can move it, because you can get some gap in there. Of course, I can't now that I'm wanting to show it. So there's a gap right there you can see. And so that not being completely sealed, you could introduce water into there. So this, first and foremost, cannot be used on this specific Nev-R-Lube system. This one cannot be submerged, so this is not rated for marine application. So if you're going to go in and out of the water on a regular basis, you could compromise that bearing. Under normal conditions, probably have no trouble. So really, what is the selling point? Well, the selling point is this to me. I don't think they're trying to do anything to pull the wool over your eyes. I don't think they're trying to sell a product that's not, you know, up to par, that's maybe substandard. What you need to know, anything that says it's maintenance free or never this or never that, doesn't mean that it's going to be good forever. That just means it's non-serviceable. That means at some point it's going to go out of service. It's going to have to be replaced with a new component that's either serviceable or non-serviceable. I will tell you, whether it's this setup or a conventional bearing setup, rarely do these fail due to a manufacturing issue. 9 out of 10 times, if not a higher percentage than that, they fail out of owner issue, not doing your maintenance or abusing the component that creates the failure in that. So we're gonna kind of give a breakdown of how the bearing works in this, if you have to do maintenance on it, and how long can you expect to get life out of this before you have to replace it or do something different. When it comes to Dexter axles, they have, in my opinion, a very good owner's manual, whether you have that in the print form or if you can get it online. They have it in the PDF that you can either download at your computer or print it off. They talk about all their different axles, the different sizes, how to maintain them, maintenance intervals, which will have replacement intervals, and just your standard lubrication. They even tell you what type of lubricants to use on those as well. The main issue I see with anything that says never lube, never adjust, maintenance free, and again, I'm not knocking Dexter, don't get that wrong. I'll make that clear. Not knocking this. The main issue is when this is sold, whether it be maybe you're purchasing an axle, but more than likely you're going to find this on some of your higher end RVs, travel trailers. They're used a bunch in the horse industry for your upper end horse trailers. When you see that never lube or zero maintenance product, that's where we stop. We get that in our head, man, we can just tow and go. We don't have to do nothing else. We don't need to read anything about it. We don't have to worry about it. Most of the time when I have one of these come in, I'll say this, I've never had one of these come in to do an annual on or to do just a check to see if they're okay. Usually when this style hub comes in, they've lost the sealed bearing. The bearing, it's actually called a bearing cartridge, it's not a sealed bearing. They've lost the bearing cartridge, ruined the hub for sure, and even ruined the spindle from time to time, and usually tears up the brakes. Is there downsides to this? Yes, there is a downside. One downside to this is cost, but it's how you look at the cost. If you ruin this drum, you can look online This is a 7K Nev-R-Lube. I'll let you go find that. They're going to be anywhere from probably in the upper $400 range to around $700 a piece. So if you had to buy 2 of them, that's going to put you, say, $1,200 to $1,400 just for this setup. Now you can buy just the replacement cartridges, and we're going to get to that here shortly. Those are anywhere from, I see, from the $150 to $300 range online. And that's where you have to weigh it. Well, if you pack your bearings annually, what does it cost to do your bearing pack? Now, if you're going to take it to a shop, it's going to cost you some money. If you DIY it, if you do it correctly, it's going to cost you less money. Now, if you DIY it and do it incorrectly, if you haven't watched our bearing pack video, it may cost you a lot of money. So make sure you do it right and make sure the shop you go to is qualified that does it right. So you have to weigh it. You know, I don't have to do my bearing pack, so if this does go out 5 or 10 years down the road, I've got my money back out of it. This is a zero maintenance drum. There is no lubrication that needs to be added, nor can it be added to this. That being said, if you read your owner's manual, this has to be checked every 12,000 miles or annually. You have to do a check on it. And it's easy to do the check on it. You jack the trailer up with the tire and everything on it, and you check for end play. So you're going to grab the tire and you're going to see if there's any end play. It's got to have a little bit, but if it's wobbly, if it's shaking around, the cartridge is bad, and the cartridge at minimum needs to be replaced, and that is this component here. This is the cartridge, that hole set up. So you would have to remove that internal snap ring, you'd have to press this bearing out and press a new one in, or go to a shop that has the capability to do that. So that has to be done every 12,000 miles or once a year. You have to jack it up. You don't need to take the dust cap off necessarily, but you just have to check it for end play. You also want to spin your tire and move it back and forward to make sure that it's smooth. If it feels like it's rough, if it's got any vibration, any noise, it's done at that point. The cartridge has to be replaced. Now this is maintenance free. So how long will it last? It will last as this. It has a 5-year, 100,000 mile warranty. So what does that tell you? What that tells me is if I'm getting close to 5 years or 100,000 miles, I'm going to replace that cartridge before it comes apart and tears my axle up. Now at that point, you're going to have to look at it. Is it going to be worth replacing the cartridge? Not necessarily. You may need to replace the whole drum because you will still need to look at the inside to look at your brake surfaces. If you've got 5 years or 100,000 miles on it, there is a very good chance you need to replace the whole assembly, because replacing, spending $150 to $300 on a cartridge when your magnet surface and your shoe surface is worn completely out is going to be a waste of your time and trouble. Just do a complete replacement on it, put you some new brakes on it at that point, and you'll be good for another 5 years or 100,000 miles. So with that being said, if you check this annually or every 12,000 miles, whichever one comes first, and everything's good, you will get several years of life out of this, and you won't have to pack your bearings. It's really up to you what works best for you. Now I'm going to give you my opinion on it, but let's first look at the components. So the bearings inside this cartridge, I'm not going to disassemble this cartridge because I would ruin it, and it's an expensive cartridge. But a standard setup, you have your bearing and you have your cup or your race. They go together like that. You have an inner and an outer. Most of the time your outer is a little smaller than the inner. Then you also have a seal, which keeps all the gunk out. This is really not to keep the grease in as it is to keep the junk out on the backside. Then you have all your hardware that holds it on. The way this one is set up, I'm gonna mock it up with a couple of bearings to show you kind of how it looks. So here we have 2 separate bearings and we have 2 races. The way this is assigned is basically a one-piece race. So if you can imagine those being a machined one piece, and then you have your outer and your inner, that is what your bearing would look like. That is what's in here. But this piece here is a one-piece machined component, and it still uses a tapered bearing on the outer and the inner, and it goes together, and it will have a seal on the outer and inner to keep dust and crap out of it. That's what the bearing setup would look here, where traditionally, they're going to be spread apart a little bit and they're going to be packed. When this is assembled together at the factory, there's already grease and lubricant that's been put in there, and it's sealed with that outer seal ring, and that's why you can't add grease to it and you can't service it. These are not made to be taken apart, re-greased, put back together. If this bearing comes apart, it has to be replaced, and that's called the cartridge. They make those cartridges in different sizes, and they are in millimeters. This is a 50 millimeter cartridge. It would depend on what size axle you have, would determine the cartridge. I will tell you, if this keeps its grease and is maintained properly, you'll get all your years of service out of it. If you run this setup and this is maintained properly, you'll get all your years of service out of it. Pretty much guaranteed. The issue I see with these is user error. You get that maintenance free stuck in your head and you never check it. Well, I made it last year, I haven't pulled that much, I'm not gonna check it. Go ahead and check it. Who knows, you may have some moisture that's been introduced in there that puts a rough spot in the bearing. Just do your check and confirm that it's good. Make sure your brakes are working. The other failure I see on these, especially in the horse trailer industry, because they're heavy, they have animals in them, a lot of times they're going all over the country in terrain, you get your brakes super hot. And when you get your brakes super hot, that heat is going to transfer through the whole unit, and it's going to overheat that grease. Once that grease is overheated in there, if it's boiled out, if it comes out, it's not going back in and you cannot replace it. So if you get into a situation where you've been hammering on the brakes and you have, you've burnt all the paint off of this and it looks like it's been in the ocean for 5 years, there's a good chance you at least need to take it off and make sure the lubricant is still in there. If you were to pop the cap and it is full of grease, the cartridge needs to be replaced at that point. There's a good chance the whole thing needs to be replaced at that. So that's one place that why you have to check it. If you're one of the people that over brake, that like to use your brakes, you can boil the grease, so that's a downside for me. You can do the same thing here on this, but these can be replaced. They are cheaper to replace if you don't lose them. You can buy a set of bearings, they're not gonna cost you 150 or 300 bucks here, but these have to be not only checked every 12,000 miles or annually, these have to be repacked. They have to be clean, inspected, and repacked every 12,000 miles or annually. This just has to be checked, and this has to be replaced at every 5 years or 100,000 miles, whichever one comes first. So it really boils down to this. If you're not gonna repack your bearings, if you're just gonna tow and go, this may be the best setup for you. Now that being said, if you don't check it every 12,000 or annually, if you never look inside there to make sure you're greased, I don't care if you're running this or you're running that, neither one of them is going to be good for you. You have to be good for you. You have to do your maintenance. I'm completely for the Dexter Nev-R-Lube if you're going to take care of it and if it works best for you. I don't use it personally because it's super expensive. It's hard to get parts for. This setup, I'm going to pack my bearings. I'm going to check my bearings. I'm going to know what I've got. I'm going to have a peace of mind whether I was running this setup or this setup. I'm going to check them the same amount of time. So if you're running this setup, if you own one of these, if you've never checked the end play on that, if you've never popped the cap off and made sure the grease is still in the bearing where it goes, I'm going to encourage you to do that before you take your next trip, because it may be the last trip on that axle if you don't know what kind of condition it's in. And the same thing being said for just your standard old grease pack style bearing. So just because it's maintenance free doesn't mean that it lasts forever. You've got to do your maintenance. I know I preach that all the time, but it's what keeps us in business, lack of maintenance. It's never over maintenance. So if you're running this setup, just make sure you've read your owner's manual. If you haven't done that, go do that. Make sure you're in compliance with the components so you can get the most life out of this and you don't have downtime. That's all I've got to say about it, and I will see you down the road.